Hello.
Hello.
All right, can hear you now.
Yeah, it's crazy. It does that every single time.
But Discord has also been having issues today, so
Yeah. Excuse me. All right, put up the announcement. See what happens. Let people come in, and then we'll get started.
right.
So giving me beeps and boops. Looks like we're about good, right?
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the weekly Midjourney office hours. We do these every week on Wednesdays. And basically what we do is we talk about what we're working on, what we're thinking about, then we answer questions. So let's get started. The main things working on right now are getting to the first stable version of V6. So we'll call that like the official beta release. That should happen next, in the next week or two. I think we're kind of debating a little bit on, we would like to make some aesthetic improvements potentially before the final 0.0 version, but we might do another rating party for that to help us too. Probably we'll try to do a rating party. Maybe we'll do it by Friday, just to try to get a little bit of last data in. And then we'll call that a wrap for the first 6.0 launch. I believe there's a Niji in painting that either just got released or is being released very soon. We're trying to push some updates to V6 that are improving the texture and coherence a tiny bit. So like faces and skin and things like that should look a little better. There are some interesting speed upgrades coming. I think we're not totally sure how much faster it'll get and when it'll get faster. But it could get to, it could get 2x faster. It could get 2x faster for everybody. And then at some point, we're going to make a turbo mode that's 2x faster than that. So, there could be a turbo mode that's eventually like, 8 seconds, which would be pretty crazy. Yeah, it's like almost like 4x faster at that point, 3x, 4x faster. So we've tried that sort of turbo mode, and it does feel quite compelling. And then the speed ups are also quite compelling. So I don't think we know exactly when the turbo mode will hit or when the other thing will hit, but we definitely see speed ups coming for V6, and they feel really nice. Nicer than you'd think. I mean, turbo was always nice for V5, so V6, turbo mode will be nicer. So that's exciting. We are working on the next version of the style. It's a combination of like style tuner, reference styles, and consistent characters. So there's sort of like we're looking at building out a more complex tool chain for sort of doing consistency and exploration within these different subspaces. I don't think we know exactly what it's going to look like yet, but we have like an increasingly clear image of the algorithms, and things are working better and better all the time. So we're putting a lot of effort into that. The goal is to kind of let you, do those more storytelling type stuff. Um, uh, yeah, in terms of the other major priorities, though, the biggest priorities are getting the 6.0 beta out. We are going to flip V6 to default soon. So that means that if you want to do 5.2, you may have to like go /settings and select it explicitly. And the reason why we're doing that is because a lot of people are still using 5.2 right now. And I think we need, before we switch, we kind of want to like test the server load of having everybody on V6 by default. So we'll do that probably today. And then we're also trying to get the next version, the next major launch features on the website. So the next set of features that are really major on the website will probably be related to some kind of social group creation like spaces. And I don't want to say exactly what that looks like yet, but it's looking good. And we haven't hit the guides and mods testing stage for it yet, which I'm a little bummed out about. We were hoping to have it done, and that's testing stage 2 weeks ago. But I think the goal is in the next week or so to start testing some of the group creation stuff with the guides and mods, and then if that looks good, we'll push it to alpha, and then it will probably be like total meltdown chaos for a bit, because we're trying something that's like, I think what we want to do on the website for sort of real-time social interaction is sort of new, and we haven't exactly seen something like it before. So it will probably have problems. There'll probably be problems with the ideas, the executions, the back ends, the front ends, and then everyone will be using it. So it'll be a bit bumpy. So expect it to be bumpy, but then hopefully, as the bumps, hopefully there's a good idea in there, and hopefully people like it. Hopefully things get smoothed out, or there aren't too many problems, and then that'll be the main set of features for the website before we do the bigger launch. So the main thing missing right now are these sort of like the group social stuff on the website. As we add that in and test that out, we'll do more design refinements. We might add another small feature or two, but I think our goal is to kind of wrap it up, build some onboarding videos and onboarding flows, and then open it up to everybody. So hopefully that'll be sometime in March. That's probably the biggest thing. Even bigger than the V6 beta, V6 0.0 launch, because there have been a lot of people who've been wanting to use Midjourney for a really long time, and but for some reason, a lot of them can't make it through the Discord sign up process. And so the hope of the website is that it will be much easier to use for those people who are having a hard time with Discord. And that there's a lot of people that's it should feel a lot more welcoming in that regard. There are a lot of really great things about Discord still, and we're going to keep using Discord. Yeah. However, I think what looks like will happen is it looks like 50% of people will stay on Discord, 50% will move to the new web thing, and then like 90% of all new people will be coming into the web thing, because a lot of the people who were joining Discord at this point don't already have Discord accounts, and are having a hard time. So yeah, it feels like it feels like almost everybody on Discord that already has Discord account that's going to use Midjourney has like tried it already. It's a lot of people. And then most of the next people who want to try it are people who don't have Discord accounts and are having just a hard time with Discord. So, yeah, it'll be kind of like a new era in some ways. It'll be really interesting to see what that looks like. It's pretty scary for us. I think that's probably the scariest thing for us, is that transition. It feels a little bit like we have a giant train of people, and then we have another train coming up next to it, and then like we're like throwing people from train to train. Someone's like, "I like that train better," and we go, "Woo!" And someone's like, "I got," and then people like board onto that train, and then people are like throwing their baggages back and forth, and it feels like we're doing some kind of like train to train, transfer of millions of people. So it's pretty scary. It's pretty unprecedented. Usually it doesn't happen. And usually it's where, things get fucked up. So hopefully we can get that working, and that's kind of the biggest, scariest thing in the near future for us. We'll definitely be asking for lots of feedback. Definitely want to know from everybody, like, if we're fucking it up, like, how are we fucking it up? What can we do to do a better job? We would prefer feedback that's related to new users rather than like I have 100,000 images and I want folders and subfolders. I think we understand that you want those features, and eventually we'll add in more advanced features. But it seems like we should optimize around people with less than 1,000 images before we optimize people with 100,000 images. Um, and yeah, what else is going on? Working on a lot of other things in general. We're training little video models right now. Still pretty behind schedule, but things look good. So when it happens, it'll happen. We are working on V7 increasingly more and more, and I'm very optimistic that I think V7 will feel like as big of a jump as V6 again. So I'm actually increasingly optimistic that there's a pretty big V7 jump beyond V6. Um, yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be. I think it'll be pretty dramatic. So that's exciting. And we're working on some. We're kind of blocked on 3D on data gathering stuff. So we're working on like ways to gather 3D data to help with our 3D models. We're moving some of our 3D people to doing more real-time drawing stuff, and so we're gonna try some real-time drawing like interfaces. It'll be very different than everything everyone else is doing, but I'm pretty optimistic that there's something that would be really cool for the drawing, with sort of a more drawing-like, more control-like system. Um, Speaking of control, we're also training some control nets. I think we trained a few and they didn't look very good, at least not up to our standards, so which are high. We'll probably train some more, see if we get something more interesting out of it. Um, V6 is pretty complicated. Like the actual system of V6 is probably like it is definitely the most complicated image model in the world, and so just throwing more features onto it like ControlNet are not necessarily easy or clean, and so it's sort of like a very and so I think that one of the some things may get moved to V7 where we're trying to clean things up a bit. So I can't promise 100x more features on V6. I think the features that we are pretty focused on doing for V6 right now, for like V6.1, will be related to um, more detailed style and character and composition control, and something that's sort of more. We'll try to do something that's like more real time, like some one of these drawing like things. I think and we will probably do something that's like more like the style tuner, where you can personalize the model better. But hopefully, it'll work a lot better than the style tuner did. I think those are the biggest things that we're looking at for like a 6.1. I'm not convinced that there will be a 6.2. I think that it'll just go to 7. But obviously, if 7 takes a really long time, there'll be a 6.2. So hopefully that doesn't happen. um, yeah. What else? We added a new /feedback so people could kind of give us more detailed feedback. Um, Please use that. We're testing a lot of different systems. Um, I think it's going to take us some time to iterate on it, but I do think that when we're done iterating, we'll have some kind of cool hive mind, group mind, where the Midjourney people can come together and basically help us figure out what we should be working on, how should we prioritize things, how do we solve problems. So we have a lot of really smart people in the community, and if I can build a system that can leverage the smartness and care of those people, then I think we'll do both a better job, and it'll free me up to work on even more crazy things. So it's like, yeah, instead of trying to solve the problem, we're going to try to solve the problem solving, I guess, But instead of, I guess, getting an AI to solve all the problems for us, we're trying to get some kind of way for people to come together and think together and solve problems collectively together, which I think is pretty neat. Yeah, people like to talk about superhuman AIs. I think we already have like superhuman entities on Earth. We have things like governments and corporations and culture and language. There's all sorts of there's an ecosystem of superhuman things. And so, can we make some kind of superhuman structure that can help us figure out what we should be working on and help like figure out the rules of the community and be dynamic? I think so. So I would like to try to make that. And yeah, we have some cool storytelling prototypes that have been going well lately. Probably at some point the team will do a demo there, but I don't necessarily know when they'll want to ship something per se, but they'll probably do a demo at some point. And I think that's about it. So I think the last thing I'll do is I'm going to bring up a spreadsheet of the things that people have been submitting to us for the feedback. And I'm going to go through some of those things. And then we will go to live questions. All right. So what do we got here? This is like my raw thing. So we got like here. What do we got here? We got oh, it's only a couple hundred in this case. Yeah, we've deduplicated some. So we're trying to make these more unique. And then we've got some kind of this is my rating. And then we have these sort of community algorithm things. We've got mobile things, moderation things, other things, and web app things. So I'm not going to go through all several hundred of these, but I'm going to try to go through like some of the top ones for each one. Yeah, and some of these are miscategorized, which is not cool. Please put the right character, things in. But anyway, let's do some things. So consistent characters. People want consistent characters. We're talking about that. The thing that everyone wants the most. We're going to do it. We're working on it. I think there's a question of like, what's the maximum that consistent characters can work on V6? There may be a limit. We'll find that limit and we'll try to ship it. And whether or not people are happy with it will be a separate question. But but we're definitely working on it. Yeah. I think people lots of consistent characters here. Lots of consistent characters. Oh, you got some duplicates. Better upscalers. Yeah, so we're definitely thinking about better upscalers. There's like some general improvements we're doing, which will improve the base images. And then we've pushed a small upscaler improvement in the last few days. I'm not 100% sure. We'll definitely ask some people to look at. We assigned one person to just work on upscalers again. So there's a small chance we see something that's better, but it's kind of a research task. Because when we do better upscalers, we're not trying to make an upscaler that takes 10 minutes with 12 sliders. We're trying to make something that kind of just works. And, I think that's just challenging in general. They kind of always have pros and cons. Yeah. People want there to be better coherence on the body parts. I'm pretty sure the humans and hands have just gotten better in V6. But I think it's like as things get better in general, people want that to be better. So we hear you. Yeah. People want some better describe features, so we're working on the new describe. I forgot to mention that, but hopefully we'll release a describe in the next week. A lot of people asking for describe. People want better small faces and things in the distance. That's not for V6, but it will come in V7. Maybe I should just sort these by categories again. Yeah, we can't really do like small, subtle, and strong for every region, even though like I think we're trying to figure out a better way to do this sort of subtle and strong thing in general. Like, do we have some kind of slider to just call it like small, medium, large? I'm not really sure. Yeah. Some people want like more things like permutations and repeat on relax mode. A little hard to do that because most of the people who hardcore use relax mode are already losing us like hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars a month. So the relax mode is a lot of people don't remember this, but probably about a year ago, we felt like we had too much profit, and we asked everybody, like, would you rather us lower prices or make relax mode better? And people said we want relax mode to be better. And so what we did was we pumped a lot of GPUs into relax mode, and now we just lose a lot of money on relax mode from people. So we're not I don't think we can lose more money on relax mode, but relax mode we already lose money, so it's like a very, very good value. Nobody else does anything like that. So I think it's probably as good as it can be for now. We don't quite have enough GPUs for V6, by the way. So, we do run out still sometimes. So adding way more relax mode stuff is not only lose us more money, but can make it easier to run out of things. A lot of people want transparent backgrounds. We think about it. We're not quite over the edge on working on it yet. It seems kind of weird. Like, I still don't totally know what the transparent backgrounds are for. Like, is it to go into Photoshop? I guess, but then are people going to use that in the future? I don't know. So I'm not. I think I'm like still. I'm like a little bit uncertain around the. And then like, if we do transparent backgrounds, will it be better than just throwing it into an automatic like background extractor thing? I'm not sure. Maybe not. So we're just like wasting time to redo something that's already open source that's worse, probably. So I'm not super into the transparent backgrounds right now, but I'm open to it. I'd rather have like, yeah, I think everyone, yeah, I don't know, I'm not totally, doesn't totally feel like the top thing, even though I do hear a lot of it. Um, yeah, people want better image filtering on the moderation side. Oh, I mean, I don't really have a great answer there right now because people abuse things pretty badly. So we have to kind of pull it back until it's hard to abuse. And that's where we are. So sorry. In theory, we should let people put Midjourney images back into it with less image filters. And I'm looking at ways to do that. But then if you mix it with other images, it just like can be a way to try to get around our filters again. So there isn't a great solution right now. I mean, we could just ban people way more, but we just, at some point, I don't really want to have 1,000 people trying to be the like trying to police it. It just yeah. So um, what else we got? Definitely gonna keep making text better. Whether or not we'll let people upload their own images, I think is an open question. Again, it's sort of a moderation thing. And right now, we don't quite have enough moderation bandwidth to let people upload their own images to like edit. But I think it could. I mean, there's a good chance of it happening one day. A list of known issues. I definitely think we're going to try to make a list like this more public at some point. This current version is a little bit overwhelming even for me, so it's probably not quite ready yet. But we are going to try to have some kind of collective brain that people can kind of look at and see all the things, and that's important to me. Um, yeah. Um, I like the Midjourney encyclopedia idea. We've been wanting to do something like this for a long time. I really want to do something like a Midjourney encyclopedia where you can kind of see a visual encyclopedia of all things. Um, I'm still thinking about what that should look like, but something that we did just launch today that was kind of stealth is the new Explore search feature. So I imagine a lot of you haven't seen this yet, but if you go to here and you click the search, I don't like this. We're gonna make that auto expand. And then you type in cat. It like is very. It's all we have now. It is now officially V6 kitties, and then you can say things like we got cyberpunk, and then we do cyberpunk cat, and then we can say cyberpunk cat wizard. Is it any wizard? No, no one's doing cyberpunk cat wizards. How dare you? Oh, maybe this one. Yeah. Okay, I like that one. So it's very fast now. You can try things like cute llama wizard. Ooh. Well, we could do better. No one's making not enough wizards on Midjourney, but Yeah, Dalai Lama Llama. Yeah, that makes sense. So basically, you can now search the V6 images. It's a fuzzy search, so you can kind of say, like weird llama soup, and you got soup but no llama. You got like alpaca wearing a suit. That's weird. And so the idea is like there's not necessarily a llama in the prompt or weird in the prompt, but it tries to sort of say like, is this a weird llama? Yeah, I mean, kind of. Yeah. It should be pretty good in general. If you ask for something too weird, like weird llama soup, like there is no weird llama soup. Maybe there will be soon. I'll go ahead and make a weird llama soup just to do it. And but in general, like you can now explore things a lot better. So if you're trying to get a sense of gardens and trying to get a sense of like you can kind of get a feeling for stuff people are making, and it's pretty powerful. So it updates really fast, maybe too fast. You may have to slow it down, but I would definitely check out the new fast fuzzy explore search. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of fucking stuff in there, a lot of fucking images. Excuse my French. So check it out. Um, Yeah. Any other last community things I want to go over? The community suggestions. We are looking at these a lot, by the way, so I'm not trying to like go through it too quickly. It's just that I want to get to let people ask questions directly too. So yeah, Very Region is coming for Niji. A lot of people asking for that. Should be out really soon. I think it's ready. Um, yeah, better hands and body stuff. I don't know how much better it can get for V6. Like, it's pretty good. I think it's the best one already, but maybe we'll do an extra. There's a chance we do a rating party at some point to try to improve body coherence. So we could do that specifically. We probably should. That's probably a good idea. People to push for. Um, yeah, I think we will. Cool. A lot of people are confused about how to look for specific things in their archive. They're like, I'm trying to find. They're my matrix. You know what? They got my matrix bunnies. People are trying to find specific things back in their archive, and a lot of people are confused right now. They're like, how do I get to a certain date? Well, if you put the mouse over the sidebar, here I'll zoom in a little bit, you actually get a date. And so it should go all the way back to the beginning, or you may have to click to load more. Actually, that's kind of cool. But yeah, there it goes down. So you can go all the way back in time. So here I am going load more. Oh, I have to click load more again. Load more, load more. All right, back to the beginning. February 2020. Look at these stuff. Look at all these cute cats. So yeah, you can kind of scrub through your history. And so this is meant to be how you do the date stuff. It's not obvious to us that people want to like filter for certain dates. Like I don't get that. Just like find the date you want. But if people really need that, we can look at it. But I think a lot of people right now just don't know that this sidebar exists. So I would really encourage people, if you're trying to find something at a certain date, put your mouse on the right. I know it's not easily discoverable. We want to make things more easily discoverable. Um, but for now, I'm just letting everybody know. And we're going to end it on some cool spaceships. I love my manta ray spaceships. Yeah, silver manta ray space cruiser. Okay, cool. So I think that's it for that for now. So what we'll do is I want to hear voices, but let's do like a 5-minute lightning round just to kind of make sure that anything that's quick to answer, I can answer. So go ahead and throw some things into the new lightning round VC text channel. Individual image weights on alpha site. I don't know what that means, but I think the same dash dash, the colon thing works. Um, I don't really think we have a specific timetable for character references. We're trying to train video models on V6 right now. I don't see any reason why we can't have the first image models on V6. But the V7 architecture that we're moving towards will be much, much, much better at video. Okay, a lot of people are also confused about deleting. Maybe I should go back, but let's talk about that for a second. So I'm going to share my screen again. Um, if you want to delete some images, you can select them under the archive seat. So you can drag and select. A lot of people don't know this. And then if you don't like them, you can go to more and then push hide. And then they will disappear. So like maybe these bunnies are not my best bunnies. Not the best bunnies. Yeah. So let's reload this. Let's find the bunnies. Not my best bunnies. Let's get that one too. And we're going to hide those bunnies. The bunnies are now gone. If I want to find the bunnies again, I can go under hidden and then see my hidden bunnies. And then you can unhide them too under that. And then if you're under create and I don't like this weird soup alpaca, oh my God, that's terrifying. I'm going to push the hide button and then those are hidden. They're gone. Goodbye. And now I can just look at my matrix bunnies. I mean, these are not great either, so I'm going to hide those too. There we go. Now we're back to my cyberpunk wizard, which is totally badass. Look at this badass cyberpunk. Yeah. Anyway, he's cool. So I just hid stuff, and that's basically the delete. The difference between hiding and deleting is that like we're trying not to give people a free stealth tier and let them just delete everything, which is what people would do before. And so this kind of like they're still public, but you can hide them from, you don't have to look at them when you're looking at things. So we think that's a good medium balance. We hope everybody can learn how to do that. And yeah, I will stop streaming. Let's look at more things. What else we got? Llamas and pajamas. No cute beard. Oh God. Will Describe and other features be integrated into the website? Yes. So Describe is in the website actually. So check this out. If I have, okay, I got this bunny right here, and I was doing my bunny stuff earlier, and then here we go. I click the little info button next to the bunny, and now it's summoning a Describe, and you see a black rabbit in a hospital. I hope he's not in a hospital. It gives you some artists and descriptors and things like that. And then you can that's that. So here you go. So now I can do. I got this pink one. I can say like what's some different things here. And so there is a describe on the website. There's a lot of things on the website that are not easy to find. I apologize about that. It sucks. I agree. However, there's a lot on there. So check it out. Definitely V7 will have bigger batches. We're building it to be more batchy. It's possible we'll have something for V6, but probably not. Spaceships. I don't think spaceships are always firing missiles. Like here, I got a spaceship. Check out this spaceship picture. Look at that. Fucking great. I guess you could say those are missiles behind it, but I don't know. I just want to put a lady in it. I mean, I was asking for contrails in this case. So yeah, these don't feel like missiles. So you can do that. V6 will be default. It will not necessarily be cheaper, but it is going to get cheaper as we make the optimizations. So V6 is already much cheaper than V5 was when we launched it to default. But as the versions become older, they are more likely to become optimized. I think the V5 version of the style tuner was just too hard to use. Not enough people used it, and it was expensive. And it wasn't consistent. So we're going to try to change all those things. People want a focus tool. In theory, images shouldn't be blurry. It could be a prompt thing. Don't think we should too many watermarks or signatures. Feel free to report them to Ancient Chaos. Whenever we see watermarks, we try to find where it came from and then ban the website from our training process. Mm. You can't delete images in stealth mode, but you can make them hidden and stealth at the same time. Um, what else we got here? Sorry, I'm just like trying to find the questions. Will V6 take as long as V7 take as long as V6? Hopefully not. Style transfer is kind of style reference, so give that a shot. I don't think there should be things being more out of focus lately. So if you find anything that was out of focus now that was out of focus in the past, definitely like let us know. If you get a random boob and the whole grid disappears, I don't understand what you're saying, but the grids don't disappear. Um, they might disappear in Discord if you use certain like soft band words. So there's certain words that are kind of weak soft band them, like bikini. Bikini is soft band on Midjourney, and what soft band means is that you can make as many bikini photos as you want. I don't know why you're making that many. But if you make a bikini image in a channel with other people, they don't see the bikini image. It is marked as a hidden image in Discord, a hidden message. So only you can see it. Now, the way the Discord handles hidden messages is that when you refresh Discord, they're gone. So you can still find them on the Alpha website, but you can't find them on the Discord. And so sorry about that. We can't change Discord, but that's how it works. The reason for that was that you couldn't have like a dude flooding the channels with women with bikini photos, you know. Uh, V6 variation isn't as responsive as 5.2. It should be pretty similar. If you find any good examples, show it to us. V6 in general should be pretty much better than V7, V5 in every way. And if you find something that's way worse, like let us know. It's V6 is not that different from V5. So it should generally be better everywhere. And it's pretty similar. Yeah, it's called an ephemeral message. I meant sorry. Um, cool. Well, there'll be a better way to make prompts organized in groups using quotation marks. No. It's a cool idea, but it doesn't actually help. The reason why it can't do that isn't related to um, the inputs. So giving it better inputs will not help it do more complicated scenes. We'll just have to wait for V7. V7 will be capable of much more complicated scenes, just like how V6 was capable of more complicated scenes than V5. Oh, Showman asked if I could show you all custom AR. Yeah, sure. So everyone check this out. So there's a new thing here. There's a thing called Change AR. I'm looking on the so we got my images. Let's find a cool spaceship image. Oh, that's cool. That's cool too. Okay, I like this one. So now I can do Change AR, and then you can kind of zoom in, zoom out. So you're changing the aspect ratio. And then in this case, I want to make it more to that side. And so I do that. And then I'll get this is a little one here. This is not ideal design. Or let's do another one here where I'll do like that, maybe like that. And then we'll get some images near the top of it being reframed. So it's kind of a new reframing thing. And pretty good. We're going slow today. There we go. So now you can see it's reframed. It's adding more to the side. So and that's not exactly like the best interface, but it's better than the previous thing. And so we're gonna change the light. The light box controls is an area that we're still very focused on changing. Like this is a mess. I don't like it. We're gonna make it better. But the goal was just to get everything in there rather than to make it perfect. And we definitely got it in there. Ooh. Now I want to make it we're going more the other way. And so there you go. Ah, no, there you go. Oh, okay. Man, these look great. So it's pretty fun, honestly, reframing things. You can definitely reframe things too far, though. Just make it really wide. It's not making them really wide. So give that a shot. The reframing is really fun. Um, all right, what else we're going on? Zoom in. Yeah, I don't like zoom in, but maybe we'll do something like that. So to my impression is the very region just never really worked in a lot of ways on V5 or V6. And so I'm not aware of areas where V5 works in ways that like the V5 area works and V6 doesn't. Like they work the same, so they should be the same. So if you find very specific things, let me know. And that's cool. But it should be pretty similar right now. And then because everything's the same aspect ratio, the same low resolution, you can do strong and subtle varies. So we can do strong and subtle varies on those. All right. Cool. So let's. I guess a prompt box could be added to the change AR thing. I think at some point we're not trying to like. We just want like a different user interface at some point. So I'm gonna try to not go too far on any one specific thing. But man, those varies look like shit. But the original looks good. Anyway, let's have some voice questions. Anyone want to come on and ask some voice questions? Hello.
Hi, how you doing? So is this a quick one? I'm obsessed with trying to use the website interface, but because it looks amazing, and hats off to everybody on the team for doing this. It's incredible. But do you have any thoughts on when you might lower the amount of images that you've had to create before you can get access to the alpha? Because we try to use it and we try to show everybody on the team and our agency how to use the stuff, but because we love it so much, but the interface is a game changer. But we only have about 1,000. I mean, we only have about 500 images that we've done, so we haven't hit the limit. Do you guys plan on bringing that down at some point?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're not totally sure what we're doing next. Like, eventually the limit will be 0. But so in theory, uh, hopefully next month everyone will just be able to use it. So I think we're not necessarily gating it for super long. There probably should consider ways of letting people like buy their way into it if they need to. So if like you're at an agency and you want to just use it, there probably should be a way to just use it. I think it's a good question. The main thing that we're wanting to sort of avoid is just we don't want people to like we don't. It's going to change a lot, and we don't really have any onboarding, so we were mostly just scared of that. But I mean, you're using a basic account right now, so like if it was if you had to get a $120 account to get in, would you have just got it?
Yeah, like 100%.
Oh, you're just asking. Basically, the idea is like we're really scared of because we have like hundreds of thousands of people a day getting onto Midjourney. If we make it too easy to get into the thing, then we'll just get hundreds of thousands of people getting into the website. We have no way to support them. The thing is that if you have a problem, you can come here to Discord. You can actually ask me, which is fucking wonderful. But like, if hundreds of thousands of people come into the Discord, come into the Midjourney website, don't have Discord like accounts, we don't have any way for them to talk to us. It could be like a nightmare really fast. So we're just trying to figure out some ways to like reduce the inflow before we're ready. So I think that if we tied it to like a mega tier, yeah, if we tied it to a mega tier, then that probably is one way of like letting people get in really fast. So because they're
That, that
not that many people get the mega tier. It's like a very small number of people. It sucks. Yeah, I was excited to see more people actually, but the mega tier is rare, which is interesting. I think part of the reason is that like, yeah, maybe relax mode is too good. Mega tier represent. Mega tier saves people so much money though if you actually do use up. Like it saves you like 4x money. Yeah, if you make a lot of images. So yeah. Sure. So I think that's an idea. Maybe we let the mega tiers get into it. But otherwise,
nice.
it's gonna take us a month, or it's gonna take us another month or two to, it's gonna take us a bit to
Totally,
get to know everyone's using it.
it totally makes sense. Thanks for answering, dude. I appreciate it.
Somebody's like, how did David do describe? So you see, you click this right here, go to look at the screen, little plus button, click the plus button, and then you click, say, the picture of Dave with sunglasses, and then, oh, it's flagged. The image filters did not allow us to describe the David. That was hilarious. All right, I'll click this robot. There we go. Robot is definitely safe to describe. And then, bam, that's it. So going back, you put the mouse over it, you push the little I button, and that's it. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Anyway, that's the old describe. So we're gonna try to come up with a new describe soon. Cool. Anything? Hey, let's get more voice people. More voice people.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
My name is Charles. I had a really good question I thought about in reference to architecture. On March 22nd, 2023, I listened to a panel discussion about architecture and the integration of artificial intelligence. This panel included people from some of the most prominent innovative firms in the architectural industry. The title of the panel was called The Future of Generative AI in the Architectural Design Practice. And it included Autodesk.
Are you there? Your audio might have just cut out. I guess we get a different person on. I'm sorry about that.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello,
Yeah.
David?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, David. Sorry. Hi, I wasn't hearing myself, so I didn't know if I was on. Anyway, I commend you, first of all, for having these business hours. I'm a regular and I try to take notes and keep in mind what's going on. One of the things that I wanted to talk about really quickly is the website. The website design, I think it's really amazing. I have experience with web development from the very beginning. I've got about 20 years in UI and UX, even before those terms were used. And I think that the evolution of the web from the beta to now the alpha is looking really, really great. And I just think that you have a really strong UI and UX team. I love what you showed us with the scroll bar on the right, that you can, find the dates. I think that's pretty clever. I think once people see all of these features, like you'll never forget where it is. So I think from a usability and accessibility, it's pretty crazy. I just wanted to make a quick suggestion, if I may. I know we have the feedback feature now. I haven't used it because I've been kind of lazy about it, but I will. I've got a number of thoughts. But the one that I wanted to talk about was on the changing the aspect ratio. When you go and you click on that and you see, let's say if it's a 1-to-1 ratio and you want to go to a 9:16, let's say, I know that you can move the scroll on the horizontal bar. But what I would love it if you guys can do, and I don't know if this is too hard for you guys, I doubt it, is if you're moving from 1-to-1 to say, like, if you want a 9:16, could you guys, because I love visually how it's showing the frame, could you guys add the actual ratio dimensions, maybe at the very top of the center of the frame? There's been so many times that I try to go for a 9x16 and I end up with a 2x1 just because I'm trying to eyeball it. But it's just a small comment
You mean
to
here?
something that's really awesome.
I mean, in the settings panel here, where you...
When you go, when you select an image and you want to change the aspect ratio, so you see the image
Oh, yeah, and
on the
then change...
website, like grab an image. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, so
That's a
you know
good
exactly.
suggestion.
Just to show the size, the target ratio that you're changing with the horizontal bar, it would be just like super easy for the user to say, yeah, that's what I want. I want to go from a, that looks like a super wide, and then you want to go to like a 9x16 or so.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just a little tiny, addition to something that I think is really user friendly. And
I
I mean,
just sent it to our engineers, so they just got the request.
awesome.
All right, so that's
That's
good.
it.
Thank you.
That's it. Thanks very much, Dave.
No problem. Thank you for
Okay,
the
bye-bye.
suggestion. Shitty cyberpunk wizards. I like this guy. All right, what's the next person?
Trying to bring the other one back up again so I can finish the question.
Oh, that's how I made. I was like, how did I make these cyberpunk wizards? And I saw the no deviant art. Somebody was doing -- no deviant art, and I was like, does that really do anything? Doesn't do much. Man, some of these guys look a bit fucked up after variations. It's all right. While everybody is while we're waiting, I'm just gonna make more spaceships. Why is it 2x1? Oh no.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. First off, thank you for an amazing product. And question: is it possible, or I don't know if it's a feature already? Can we search by like the dash chaos and weird and that specifically, or
I believe you can do it under create, but not under explore.
okay? So we couldn't search for through our own images for that.
You can search your own. So I think under archive, if I do click search and then I type dash weird, I get all my weird images
Okay, and that's on the alpha.
on the alpha. I think it's on both actually. So let's check. Under if I go under my images and then I type dash weird, it looks like I can see them there too. So yeah, it's on both.
Okay. Maybe it's something I'm missing, but okay. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
again.
if you just type weird, it doesn't do it. So you have to do the dash weird.
Okay. Okay. I see them now. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right.
Look at all these weird cats. Oh, I love these weird cats. Oh my god, he's so cute. Let's make some more of these.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How you guys doing? David, I had a question. I work as a game dev, and I also work with a lot of film, TV clients. So what I wanted to be able to do is, I've tried to create like a lot of skies, and it's getting better and better. Like it's looking extremely convincing. So what I'm lacking is obviously the HDR info, but I want to be able to create like an alpha channel so I can utilize the individual assets that I'm exporting into Unreal Engine to create like a 2.5D sort of motion inside the engine. But how would it be possible to have an alpha channel? Let's say a sky may be complicated, but if I have an object or something that I want an alpha for, how would I be able to achieve it? Or would you guys plan on doing this? And that's pretty much my question. And thanks for everything else.
So you're trying to get a transparency channel for, you're saying the sky? For what exactly?
Yeah, I mean, the sky would be ideal because in the matte painting process, what we do in film production, most of the skies are basically created in Photoshop. So you have to kind of manually go in there and create an alpha just so you can layer them to create like a 2.5D kind of matte painting projection. So I want to be able, most of the time, this is done in Maya or Nuke. There's like different applications, but I want to be able to do this within the Unreal Engine, and I want to be able to write code so I can actually bring them in and automatically generate skyboxes and other elements that other creative artists can use, and this could expand the production process for me, especially in game or film, so I can actually provide that projection and being able to have that transparency in the image.
So I'm a little confused. So you're saying you want to cut the sky out, make it so that the sky is now just transparent? It's like the sky is not there. You can
Yeah, so
replace it.
imagine, sorry to confuse you, but it's basically extracting the cloud information. So imagine if you get rid of the sky, let's say it's a blue sky with clouds, I just want to be able to render the clouds with an alpha.
Mm,
So like a transparency channel that focuses on rendering a specific type of information in the data that it's trying to finalize. So that would be amazing. Then I can utilize that in so many different ways.
yeah. I mean, we're not specifically making any alpha channel algorithms right now. There are a lot of like free uh background extractor type of tools.
I mean, yeah, Photoshop kind of does it too, but I just want to give the mic to someone else. My question is really just about that. If that would be like a feature, or would you guys like train any kind of new algorithm in the near future that would offer such transparency on image outputs?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay, no problem.
Question is
No
like,
problem.
is it better, like, is it more, like, should we put more energy into consistent characters or into extracting objects with alpha? And then, like, are the other tools bad at it, or do people want us to do it because it would be more convenient for us to do it?
Gotcha,
Are we
gotcha.
going to do a
Well,
better job, per se, than anybody else? I'm
I
not.
understand. Well, I haven't really found anything that does a good job other than Photoshop has really good tools. So those are the tools that I'm using. But since I've already created probably 6,000 plus images, and I've been experimenting since day one, I just wanted to be able, if that's on the list, that's pretty much what it
Mm.
is.
Yeah, it's not
Just
quite
because
on
it
the
could be
list.
utilized,
I think we're hearing it loud and clear, but it's not on the list yet.
not on the list yet. Okay,
Like
awesome. Well,
like
thank
this,
you
like
for your time.
you have like a cloud like this, and you just want to extract it into Photoshop. Is that?
Exactly. So that way I could actually, if Midjourney gave me that opportunity for that transparency, so then I can go in and take that piece of cloud and I can, create several additions to it. And now I can actually put a motion to it, like a 2.5D motion. And there's a lot of other stuff. Like I use Midjourney, for example, with the combination of other tools. But if it's not on the list, I'll just wait and I'll just look in the announcement section, see if you guys will do it in the future, near future.
I guess I'm still like, so like if I like stream my screen and I go into Photoshop, like,
Hmm.
and I want to use this image, is this something I can just
You
like
can, yeah, you can
like
either just go like, Yeah, you can either do remove background or you can go to select by color,
Yeah.
and then I could just like select it, but it just takes time, it just like it's a tedious process. So that's the reason the alpha channel, especially for what I want to use it in film production, as well as Unreal Engine for gaming, would be awesome. But again, like I said, I'll just wait. I just want to give the time to someone else to get on the mic. So
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, I think we're definitely hearing it's something that people want. I think it's not clear to us yet when we should.
gotcha.
I think when we
Okay,
should
no
do it.
worries.
Yeah,
Not
we're
a
like a
problem.
pretty small team, and Adobe has like 10,000 employees, so they can
I
definitely.
respect that. It's
Uh,
understandable, but you guys are doing something that Adobe is not with such a small
I
team.
know.
So
It's a question of
I
like, should we?
respect that.
It, I haven't been able to figure out yet, like how we balance those kinds of features. Like, should I keep hiring people until we have every feature that like, till we have every feature? Do we keep it as a smaller set of features? One of the reasons why we're better is because we have a smaller team. If we hire a really big team, I'm not sure we'll be better at some point. But I mean, yeah, we could definitely. It's hard to say. Yeah, I think I'm conflicted, basically. I think that's the request we're hearing the most, that we're most conflicted about right now, to be honest. So it's good to hear it. It's good to understand context about it, but I don't think it's like obvious to us. It's definitely like
Okay.
a professional workflow feature, which is interesting. I think like some of our
Yeah.
features are not obvious if they're like if they're professional or not.
Yeah,
Is
I've
that
been
one
using
good?
it for production as well for my clients. So again, like I said, I'll just wait and see, but I hear what you're saying. So it's all good, and thank you for your time.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see like what people are looking for. It's definitely good to know. Definitely, we definitely think about it. Like, yeah, we definitely think about it. And so like, yeah, just on this like transparency, like, there's a lot of these here where people are asking for transparency on the feedback, and they're pretty highly rated. Like, people no, actually, no, maybe it's controversial. I think it's very highly rated, but maybe it's controversial. Yes, it's a little controversial. Meaning that like some people find it very important, some people find it not important. Yeah.
Hello from Italy, David.
Uh,
Uh, Quick question about the upscaler. Um, I know that you're working on it. I'm referring about the printing of the image. So the DPI is important, the resolution is important. To get the 4x, so the 4000, right now I'm just make a vary region of the full 6 and remix the prompt in 5.2 in order to get the 4x upscaler. But the results are not deep. There is like a loose of deep and is more flat the image. So my question is if the upscaler, if you can share some information about the upscaler, if it will be some improvement, and what is the plan and the timing for it. Thanks.
yeah, I think it's a good question. We don't have any specific plans around the 4K upscaler. I think we are trying to figure out a way to make the upscaler sort of work for any resolution in the future rather than make a separate model for every resolution. I think for 5.2, we're not super happy with the 4x upscaler. Like, I think we were kind of disappointed in it, and we saw people not using it that much. It's I mean, have you printed out images with the 2x upscaler and the 4x upscaler, and you see the 4x just looks a lot better in print?
No, the 4x are too flat. I'm just see in video at 300 dpi and 400 dpi for HD resolution. So the image is very slow at 2K, 2000 for 2000, and also as well for 4000 for 4000. But if you use some other tools in internet, because you can go up to the 4000, you can make a 2x that you will achieve an 8K that is good. So the upscaling at the end at 8K have no lose of the deep of the black, the poor white, and so on. So first of all, your upscaler is the best because there is like a regeneration of the image. So there is no a pixel modification. So it's the best. The point is that with this new upscaler of 2x in the VU 6, there is like a lose in the deepen of the image. I'm referring to the poor black deepen three-dimensional image. So to achieve a maximum resolution, what I'm doing now is working on VU 6, because in VU 6 version 6, because it's better a lot. But I have make some tests on using the upscaler on the VU 5. But to keep the image of the VU 6, I'm just create a corner in an angle. I select a little square in one angle and change only in the prompt the VU 5.2. So the image still the same, and the system regenerate just this little square in the 5.2. What happened is I can move on the 5.2, but when I remake the upscaler to get the 4x, obviously the upscaler the final result is more flat respect to the 2x that we have now to the VU 6. So as you said, yes, if you can make some improvement on it, I think that will be a great benefit for all the community and for the image. So the question was about your plan and your timing for fix this.
Yeah, I think right now we're putting a little bit more energy into trying to make the 2x better than to go to 4x with the current version, because we're not super happy with the current 2x upscaler. But I think that our goal broadly is to have an upscaler eventually that can go much higher resolution even. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to have a 4K one, a 4X one in the short term. But I think that I think the current plan is after we have a 2X one that everyone's really happy with, we try to make it go to higher resolutions. But I think that's the current plan. If people end up really wanting us to go towards a 4X one, we could try to do it sooner. But yeah, I'm not sure if we have enough computers right now to do it easily. I think it's a good question, though, so I'll ask the team.
Great, sounds good. One more question, and I leave the space to other people that want to ask. Last question, it's about the video. As you know, it will be it's 24 image or 30 image for seconds. My question is, when you will make the video, it will be possible also to take out 24 image or 30 image per seconds at the same quality that we are now used to get the image in Midjourney right now.
Sorry, can you say again? I didn't fully follow that.
Yeah, I apologize. I need to improve my English. I'm sorry. When you will do the video, it will be possible to take out the total image of the frame per seconds that you will have in the video. So for example, if you make 24 frames per seconds, it will be 24 image in that kind of video. My question is if it will be possible to take out also the 24 image from Midjourney up to the in addition to the video.
We're definitely, I think we're going to start off with lower frame rates. Eventually we'll do higher frame rates and higher resolution, but I think our main goal is just whatever looks best. And we're not going to necessarily, I think high frame rate and high resolution at the same time is probably pretty expensive and not necessarily what we're going for. But I think you're more likely to see lower frame rate and normal resolutions. Yeah, lower frame rate with normal resolutions, but looks really good. But eventually we'll, it will get high resolution and higher frame rate, if that's what you're asking.
Okay. Yeah, in my opinion, if I can just suggest, is 24 frame per second. So that is a cinematographic standard instead of resolution. The way to go for the video, because it can give a cinema-like to do it. Thanks a lot, Debbie, for the question. I leave space to someone else.
Thank you.